you look like this, flat chest, skinny arms, and you've got belly fat, I diagnose you with being skinny fat. And I would know because that was me. Unlike being just skinny or just fat, I was somewhere in the middle and I had no muscle. And while some would say that might be the worst place to start from, I would actually argue it's probably a hidden advantage. Being skinny fat means you're going to find dieting probably the easiest out of anyone. And the best part, you might not even have to lose any weight at all. So in this video, here's 5 things I've learned that will help you build muscle fast as someone that's starting off skinny fat. Number 1, pick a goal. As a skinny fat person, you have 2 realistic options. You can either choose a diet that will help you lose weight or one that will help you maintain it whilst building muscle, kind of recomping your body. As a beginner or someone returning to the gym, you will get good results either way. Just don't bulk. You can, but there's no real advantage to it. You already have that extra energy you might gain from the bulk around your waist. Now, the advantage of main gaining compared to losing weight is that you might build the slightest bit more muscle whilst avoiding a calorie deficit. You can eat more and you don't feel like you're restricting yourself. However, you will see results later as you will lose fat slower, and as a result, fat has a tendency to kind of cover up the progress, so you might not see that. Now, there is no right answer, but a rule of thumb can be to maintain at around 14 to 20% body fat, and if you get above 22%, heading up towards 30%, I'd recommend cutting down a bit. You might see better results that way. Now, here's a chart of how each body fat percentage looks like, so you know roughly where you're at and you can decide what's best for you. Number 2 is diet. If you are skinny fat, you're likely someone that's been under eating on protein. And protein is kind of essential when you want to build muscle and lose that stubborn belly fat. Protein is the literal building block of muscle and helps you stay full and satiated, especially compared to sugars and fats. Now, a general rule of how much protein you should have is 1 gram per pound of body weight. I would say you stick to it if you're losing weight, but if you're trying to maintain it, 1.6 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight is perfectly fine and you'll get pretty much the same results. Sorry about the conversion being in grams, kilograms and pounds, it just is what it is. Lastly, calories. Good news, as someone who's skinny fat, counting calories is not the most important thing. Just make sure to avoid processed foods such as frozen pizzas and microwave lasagnas, which when starting out, I kind of failed to do, and it definitely cost me good progress. I was at university, what do you expect? Now, apart from protein, you have carbs and fats you have to eat as well. I'd recommend after you've hitting your protein goal to split fats and carbs pretty much evenly. I prefer to have more carbs, gives you more energy, but it's not a big deal. Just mix up your diet and see what works best for you. The main foods that helped me as a skinny fat person included a ton of chicken and eggs, salmon, fatty fish, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, a ton of fruits and veg, as well as, most importantly probably, a ton of water. Now, if you're planning on losing weight, a calorie deficit is necessary, and I'd recommend in this case counting your calories, eating less, and exercising more. Aim for a small deficit of 300 to 500 calories to build muscle effectively. Number 3, training. As a skinny fat person, training actually remains the same as for anyone else. What I'd say is hitting the gym, staying consistent, and prioritizing heavy compound lifts. The reason I'd recommend prioritizing lifts such as the bench press, rows, pull-ups, over isolation exercises like bicep curl is because they are easy to track and hit multiple muscle groups at the same time, which makes progressive overload easier. This is just the process of increasing weight and reps over time. And if the weight you're pushing and the reps you're doing is increasing, then you are getting stronger, and as a result, your muscles are growing. I recommend training 3 to 6 times a week. A split I like to follow is the PPL. You train your push muscles on one day, pull muscles on another, and on the last day, you do legs. You repeat this twice a week, and you have 1 rest day. Now, it's a bit high in volume, so you could opt for a full body workout where you only train 3 times a week, but you hit all your muscles on each day. I'll drop the workout routines I've used before down in the description. They are free and easy to follow, so check them out. The main goal of these training programs is to train each muscle group twice a week. And if you want to avoid DOMS or soreness, you can ease yourself into the training by doing less volume or less reps at the beginning and then increasing it over time. But you should always train hard. So eventually you should be training 1 to 2 reps shy of failure, if not to failure. Push yourself until your body physically can't move the weight anymore. This will get results the fastest way. And if you're wondering what rep range you should use, aim for 8 to 12 reps at the beginning. You can go heavier and do less reps, but only do that once you feel comfortable with your form. Last thing you want is an injury that can take months off of your progress. Avoid ego lifting and rushing your sets. Rest 2 minutes on exercises such as lateral raises and bicep curls, but take up to 5 minutes on compound exercises such as the bench press or deadlift, which I recommend doing at the beginning of the workout once you feel fresh and you're at your strongest. This advice is solid and applies to everyone, not just skinny fat guys. Train hard, guys. Number 4 is a secret weapon: sleep and recovery. Now, it might not be that secret, but you get the gist. When first starting out, I'd go to gym every single day and I'd only get 4 hours of sleep due to uni. And that was not good. If your training is on point and you're hitting your protein goal, you might be cutting your progress in half by not having the proper rest and recovery. I recommend taking at least one rest day a week and having up to 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single day. Helps manage stress and helps your muscles grow, as it's when you're resting that your muscle actually grows. University me was stupid, I'll tell you that much. Number 5, supplements. What supplements should you take? Well, there's no supplements you have to take, but one I definitely recommend is creatine monohydrate. Take around 3 to 5 grams every single day with water, and you should experience better strength gains. Oh, and don't worry if the scale goes up by 1 to 2 kilograms in the first month. That's just water entering the muscle because of creatine, and you might even end up looking more buff because of it. The second supplement I'd recommend is a simple whey protein powder. Starting out with skinny fat, it might be difficult to get enough protein through your diet, and so whey protein helps a lot. 1 scoop in a shake can be up to 30 grams. They are cheap, and when I first started out, I had 1 to 2 scoops every single day. Made sticking to my goals so much more easy. Nowadays, I use them to make shakes or mix them in with my oats. If you want a few recipes with protein powders, I'll link them down below next to the training program. And now lastly, number 3, what I recommend for supplements is a pre-workout. Now this is mainly for the caffeine. It just helps deal with fatigue, you'll feel more energetic, and you'll be able to get more reps in. Just don't drink after 4 p.m, it can affect your sleep. Now, number 6, I have a bonus, and that is to stay consistent. And this is for everyone. Now, if you follow these tips, you will see results fast. However, you can't undo years of imbalance in just 3 weeks. But after a few months, you will get crazy results. Eat clean, train smart, stay consistent, and you will get jacked. You won't be skinny fat anymore, and you will feel better. And I know this because this was me. Thank you for watching, and please drop a sub and like. I am not shaving until I hit 100k subscribers, so I would greatly appreciate any support. Comment below if you have any questions, join my Discord, and have a good one.